Yeah. Yeah. What up? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. How y'all feeling? How y'all living? Bald AB, what's good? Another Tuesday, another all new episode of Keepin It Playa. Happy to be in the building. I am your good confidant and friend, Ceddy P. Artist manager, owner of Renaissance Music Records, playlist curator, brand consultant, firefighter, former sitcom writer, president of Ball Brothers United, but above all, your friend. Hope you are having a good week. Hope your weekend was blessed. It's got to be blessed. If it ain't a blessing, it's a lesson. Think about it. Had a very busy weekend. Very busy. Had another concert. Shout out again, Cheek the Prophet, finishing off his Hollywood tour. Definitely happy to get there and get my boy out in the mix. So y'all keep an eye out for the performance footage on his page. If you're not following him already, it's at Cheek the Prophet. Prophet spelled Profit, because it's about you get the knowledge and you get the money. It's that, you know what I mean? But I digress. In addition to my boy performing live at the Payday LA show, shout out my people, shout out Prez. Also had the opportunity to attend one of my dear friends' birthday party. My boy hit that 4.0. Congrats to my boy Ray, aka Bibs. Long story, but I'll make it short. My boy and I was once a writing tandem. We were a sitcom writing tandem. And following the success of Talladega Nights and my boy John C. Reilly and what's my boy's name? Oh my God. Will Ferrell. I drew a blank there, boy. Following their success, Maritza, what's good? What's good? Shout out my peoples on YouTube. Y'all live, y'all lit on YouTube. I see you. If you in the chat, make sure you sub. Make sure you join the Playas circle. Be one of the players in the baddies. If you're new, drop that emoji with the sunglasses in it. If you're true, put that one up. Put that YGB one up. But I digress. Yeah, following the success of Talladega Nights, where my boy Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly was the talented team shake and bake, my friend Ray and I became the successful writing duo Ribs and Bibs. Marissa said she first in the chat. You the first to drop the comments. You number one. Welcome. Marissa, is this your first time in the player circle? But yeah, my boy, it was his 40th birthday. It was several of my former colleagues from the first HBCU, Cheney University, in the building. Shout out my people. Shout out Steph Crystal. Shout out George Bush. No, that's his real name. Shout out Koya. Shout out the thick sister that was there. So Maritza asked on YouTube, she said, what's this about? So for all my loyal players and baddies, allow me to explain. So this show is the live stream of yours truly, Ceddy P. I'm an artist manager. And we basically kick it, talk about whatever's going on. That's the wave. You know what I mean? Play some music, talk a little sugar, honey, iced tea, discuss whatever's going on in culture and social media. So enjoy yourself. And if you gotta go, we hope to have you back. But yeah, man, it was so good to see my peoples. It was so good. Such a blessing. You lose sight of the connection that you have with people. You lose sight of the impact that they have on you, and vice versa. So it's just good to, and as you get older, you start to get that, oh, everybody start making that when they hear you, oh my God, when they see you, because it's been ages. Because I'll be on the move, I don't get to be, in the flesh. Don't get to be in the flesh as often as I used to. So seeing my peoples and just showing love and having love shown to me got your boy a little emotional. I ain't gonna hold you. But it was worth it. It was worth it. But let's move on. Let's get into the show. We had a great show last week. We talked about your boy, King James, LeBron James, signing to my team, the Sixers. We talked about Verzuz, the Verzuz between YG and the game. We talked about songs you were singing as a kid that you wasn't supposed to be singing. We'll talk about a couple of things. I think now is when we usually get into our bald-headed logic. Around the corner. I think today for the bald-headed logic, we're going to kind of keep it simple. I'm not going to overdo it. I don't want to overwhelm you. But tonight's bald-headed logic is it's time to go on a run. It's It's time to go on a run. And when I say that to y'all, it can have dual meaning. You know what I mean? It can definitely have dual meaning in the space. But in the space that I'm referring to right now is it's the fourth quarter. I want you to have that mindset. I want you to envision it's the fourth quarter and it's time for us to go on a run. It's time for us to turn up and let our opponent know, yeah, we about to take this win. We about to get this W. And when you go on a run, in the sense of sports, usually what happens is you may be down, it may be a close game, and the clock is starting to wind down, and we need to go ahead and pick up our performance, pick up our energy, lock in, get disciplined so that we can finish with the dub. And in order for us to do that, we have to make a conscientious effort to take it to the next level. All the things that we was kind of let slide, all of the mental errors and mistakes, it's time to minimize those. It's time to reduce them to damn near none. Now, we have grown in this space where it's like, hey, it's okay, it's okay. I know I talk about that a lot, but it's what I see. But now it's time for us to nullify that. It's time for us to ramp up. It's time for us to lock in. We need to put together a string of wins, a string of stops on the defensive end, when in life, the equivalent of that would be, we got to put some of the negativity to an end. MIM Entertainment, what's good? My boy Diamani. We're talking about tonight's bald-headed logic, which is it's time to go on a run. Y'all make sure y'all like the live. If you're on YouTube, make sure y'all like the live and join the player circle by hitting that sub button. But as I was saying, it's essential for us to put all the negativity and all of the toxic energy to an end, and then let's put together just good performances. Let's make sure that the effort is there. Not necessarily as was worried about the results. I'm more concerned about the effort. Let's have good possessions, as they say. So for everybody that's in a season of growth, in a season of transition, even in a season of struggle, it's time to go on a run. Let's do this. All right? So that's my bald-headed logic for the day. If you're understanding what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, throw that one in the chat, throw that one in the comments, because you got to believe. Now let's move on. Let's move on. Now, there's been a lot going on. A lot going on lately. Have y'all been listening to any new music? Anything recent that I need to tap in with? I've been hearing positives about the new music, the new release from Tyler. Now I know that's pop, sugar pop, but I've heard positive. I told y'all what I was listening to earlier in the week. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but we had a new release from your boy Chad. And if y'all don't know Chad, you better go talk. You better go holler at Chad. Chad Hugo, formerly, should I say that? Formerly one half of the legendary production group, the Neptunes. Hoping that y'all get back together. Hoping you get back together. But Chad releasing his first ever single release called Jump Up With You. Or Jump Up When You. Jump Up When You, excuse me. His new single, Jump Up When You, featuring Macaulay 47 and Tierra Whack. Oh, we got a like in here. Appreciate the like. Oh, you out here making demands? Tripping. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Dilly. How do you say your name? How do you say your name? Is it Philly Lou? I appreciate you nonetheless. Let me know how to say it so I can say it correctly. You know I'm big on that. C-Dog, what's good? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the Playas Circle. Shout out to everybody pulling up on Instagram. Shout out to everybody pulling up on YouTube. I appreciate y'all for real. For real, for real, for real, for real. As we continue to build, it's essential. And listening to some Renaissance music. But yes, as I was saying, we've been checking out some new music. Chad, the record is fire. The record is definitely fire. But what are y'all listening to? Let me know what y'all been checking out, what y'all been playing. Now, there is an artist that I will be listening to that I gotta check out, and that is the very, very talented R&B singer Kenyon Dixon. Kenyon dropped a new project last week titled Ego Ruins Everything. So I'm going to be getting into that. Kenyon, one of the best in the male R&B space. Very, very talented. Shout out to him. Shout out to my boy Craig. Shout out to the entire team. Yeah. Now, I want to quickly speak my truth, and then we're going to get into the What Are You Talking About segment for the night. Not going to keep y'all too long today. Just this is a nice and breezy situation, if you will. Now, I want to speak my truth about something I've been noticing on social media and Twitter, which I find humorous, and just wanted to express. Oh, my boy here. Shout out my boy Reek. Reek holding it down. Shout out to you and the entire squad. Taking care of the youth, of the kids at the Junior Fire Academy. Because love the kids. Wish I could be there. Actually going to try to, pull some strings to see if I can at least, introduce myself, reconnect with the kids. But while your boy rest and recover, My boy holding it down. Shout out Reed. Shout out the rest of YGB. Shout out Martin Luther King. Shout out newly minted member Stokes. Shout out my boy McNair. And all other honorary members. That's the core. All other honorary members of YGB. Now, oh damn, nope. Let me not disrespect. Gotta mention my boy Walk. Shout out my boy Walk. Walk be tripping, but that's my boy. Now, moving on, something I saw online on Twitter that has been gaining my interest is this premise I see a lot of the baddies talking about. Now, you know I love the baddies, but part of my love language is accountability. And this notion that I've been seeing is from women kind of stating their disbelief that players get female attention, get groupies, you know what I mean, that the girls are trying to holler at them. And it's almost as if recently, as if the baddies think that attractiveness only applies to them. Which I must step back, James Harden, gotta step back and chuckle, because where's this coming from? Do you feel that players do not receive offers, that we don't get propositioned? Look, you say when you use big words, you gotta mess them up. You don't think I've ever been prepositioned? You like the English phrase? I saw a post from a shorty, and she was talking about the record "Cater to You" from Destiny's Child, and she posted a lyric, and the lyric was, it was like, I know whatever I'm not fulfilling, another girl is willing. And she said, she put underneath it, this part of the song pisses me off so bad. Ooh, let it burn, let it burn. She replaced the lyrics. Shout out to my girl. I gotta give her name. Shout out to my girl Vasti though. But she was talking about, like, she replaced the lyrics to make it look like, yo, whatever a man ain't doing, another nigga's willing to do. Excuse my language, mama. Excuse me. I'm just using that for contextual purposes. I'm like, yo, the plot is being lost. As a man, again, you know, your boy trying to, you know, your boy got slimmed down, but your boy still fly. Please, don't sleep. Don't sleep. But as a man, throughout my travels and through my adulthood, oh yeah, your boy has, you know what I mean, your boy has received a compliment or two, a preposition or two. You know what I mean? I've been offered. That's how your boy got, you know what I mean, his status. But this fact is like the current generation is as if, oh man, y'all got men thinking that y'all cute. Occasionally. They think they the prize. You know, I have value. I checked the blue book. Don't trip. Please. I think the biggest The biggest creator of division is when we start to devalue each other from gender to gender, looking at each other as if that person does not create value in whatever facet that they do, whether it's monetary, whether it's value to the household, whether there's value in terms of just being desirable. That is the moment you do that is where you set yourself up for some NE heartbreak. Don't do it. Because the song from Beyonce, Irreplaceable, don't you ever for a second get to thinking, you know, we having that mindset. That was written by a man. That didn't come from nowhere. There is dual. We are both uniquely the prize. We are both uniquely desirable, and we should always remember that. We got to stay connected. Got to stay connected. But that's my truth. I just had to speak my truth on that for a little bit. I hope y'all don't mind me keeping it real, keeping it player from every now and again. But if you're rocking with me, like I said, make sure y'all like that. Make sure y'all like the chat. Make sure y'all like the stream, the live. Because we rolling. We always rolling. You know what I mean? Now, moving on. We got to talk about a few things that have been going down lately. Got to talk about what are you talking about? Because there's been a lot happening. And I need to share with y'all. So we're going to quickly take it. We're going to quickly take this to the concert world. Because I know y'all done seen it. I know that y'all been talking about it. And so, you know, it's only right that I address it myself. But at a recent concert, the concert that everybody's been going to, the R&B concert, Raymond and Brown, the Chris Brown and Usher concert, there was recently a little bit of confusion on stage when a fan was brought on stage to be serenaded, to be danced on, gyrated, whatever you want to say. And she was actually being serenaded by USHER. You know what I mean? And she apparently did not seem to enjoy. This caused a lot of controversy, a lot of discourse online, especially the response from Usher. But just so that y'all can get a little bit of what was going on, allow me to let y'all take a look. You know what I mean? Allow me to let y'all see what was happening. Usher talked to him. We need to know what was happening. Usher said, get out of my damn stage. Playing with me. Hey, listen. Usher. Usher said, what's going on? Now, let me quickly say this, if I may. I think that this was very interesting. And I'm going to speak from the musical perspective as far as artistry, and then I'll get into that. But one other thing that I do need to add to this is that following this footage leaking, what then took place was the young lady, of course, got to go on social media, talk shit. And in addition to that, she was then interviewed on TMZ. And when she gave a little bit further clarity about what happened, she said that she was invited, you know what I mean? She was selected and got to go backstage. She did not know that she was going to be serenaded by Usher. And of course, she would happen to be more of a Chris Brown fan than an Usher fan. In which she would then say, if it would have been Chris Brown that serenaded her, it would have been a different response. Now, quickly, I gotta cover a couple of things. From an artist and manager standpoint, I always assumed, which you should not, always assumed that these people were pre-selected and screened, vetted, to even avoid a circumstance like this happening. I just figured that would make sense. However, I did recently see an interview from Glorilla where she picked somebody and her team brought up the wrong person because they both had on a white shirt, and it ended up being somebody that she knew, or it was, it made it awkward. But I would figure that they would always select somebody and vet the process to avoid any type of situation like this happening where the person didn't participate willingly or show interest. Because now you're out here embarrassing the talent. You got my boy Usher looking crazy, talking about, that's not my baby. Like, damn. Don't have my boy out here Usher looking crazy like that. But from a consumer stance, I kind of understand this. You're being selected. You don't know who is going to be the person that you visit, and you might have had more interest. In addition, we rant and rave about this experience, about being serenaded, but it also just comes from a space where y'all, we a little too freaky as a culture. Turn your freaky down. Everybody don't want somebody that ain't they man, that's been dancing on stage for 3 hours, sweating, perspiring. We don't know if Usher was sure. We don't know if Usher had the degree. God forbid he been singing and you know what I mean, it's caused breath to be a higher temperature if Usher let it burn. We don't know. You're only seeing a visual. And thirdly, the young lady said that she was more interested in Chris Brown. And while again, Usher, I respect my boy, my former bandmate from the group Choir. But let me just put this out there. Despite the Usher being in tip-top shape, being phenomenal shape, looking 31, Usher is not 31. Usher is 47 years old. And for a woman that is feeling herself, ain't never, gotten humbled, or ain't, all immersed in the celebrity culture, you just an old jigger. Dare I say it? You just an old jigger with muscles. I know plenty of old jiggers with muscles. Without the Usher's brand of approval, they just an old jigger with muscles. And for somebody that is not wowed or impressed by that, and while I find that interesting that you did come to the concert, that you accepted being on stage, that's not my it's not my fight to fight. I could understand. You're like, but lastly, I guess it is just another example of Father Time being undefeated. Because even Usher can get the smush face. Never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see the day. If even Usher can get smush face, hey, I got to keep my confidence tempered. Cause you never know. Cause even though I'm a man of charm and you know what I mean, a certain level of personality, I've been to the mountaintop, I've been to the valley low. And there's nothing worse than when the girl hit that T-Pain, Neo from Matrix and hit that lean back. Let me show you again. Boop, oop, oop. When you go in, oh lordy, lordy. One of the most humbling experiences that you can run into. You thought you had a free layup. Hell nah, you got chased down like LeBron. But Usher, welcome to real life. Usher probably ain't gotten turned down since damn near 1994. But every dog has his day. You played it off well. He said, I don't think Shorty wants to be here. Usher. Oh, man. But that was crazy. What do y'all think? Would you go on stage? Let me ask y'all this. Would you go on stage not knowing who you're going on stage for? That's my first question. And given that you're on the big screen, I guess this is what we've seen. In most cases, the people play along. They forget where they at. This woman said, I know where I am. Damn. That was crazy. Now, let's move on. I want to talk about another recent post, kind of moving into the land of academia. And there was a recent announcement at the legendary HBCU Tuskegee University. And at Tuskegee University, they recently announced that they have created a new dress code or enhanced their dress code to where they are banning bonnets, do-rags, and other casual attire in certain shared spaces. We need to make that known. In certain shared spaces, you won't be able to wear certain attire, like bedroom shoes. I'm assuming they also went and got rid of the pajamas, the PJs. And of course, as a result, this has created a large amount of discourse. They also addressed cell phone usage in classes and classroom attendance. Um, and so you have two sides responding to this. You have the side of culture or people that are pushing back at what they call respectability politics. And what that is, for those unaware, is just simply where you feel that dressing a certain way, talking a certain way, looking a certain way is going to allow you to be treated better or differently. And there's a percentage of black culture that feels like this is not something that we need to be uh, highlighting or emphasizing. We need to, because it's not going to make people treat us any better. And also, kind of trying to diminish our own uniqueness in some way. That's one sector. The other sector in fighting back is that this presentation, while some people don't necessarily understand the dynamic of it, creates an environment, an acceptance of looking any type of way and reducing the importance of professionalism in certain areas and environments. Now, for me as a attendee, graduate of an historically black college, the first historically black college, Ceddy University, I attended in a different era, and in that era, there was still pushback against this type of dress, but this dress was not the norm. This dress was um, usually reserved for post parties, attending brunch. Really, just in my experience, attending brunches on the weekends. This was not something that you would see at nauseum or frequently from the student body. Now, of course, you're going to have your exceptions to the rule, your outliers, but to get to the point where this has to be mandated, it speaks a lot about the culture and the society and just the lack of, in my opinion, awareness of presentation and how that leans on perception. And for me, I know personally that you cannot judge a book by its cover, that you would be foolish to assume that someone is at a certain level of intellect or knowledge based on what they are wearing at a particular moment, because you don't know the moment, don't know the circumstances. That being said, I also know the importance of opportunity and first impression, and I should urge that to the students and to those who are mentoring and guiding those students, that your fashion will dictate in some capacities your future. There could be a simple opportunity that is either missed, or there could be an opportunity where a person views you a certain way and it's hard to get that out of their thought process upon seeing you in that space. Now, granted, as I said, your boy done pulled up to the parties. I done pulled up to the brunches. I done went on campus or walking from class to class, waved up on a Thursday with the do-rag, twisted, tied, and braided. Have I came to the calf on a Saturday morning following the Delta party in pajamas? Yes, I have. I will not be a hypocrite. Well, then what I am saying to you is that there would never be a circumstance in which I would recommend being in a shared space like a classroom, like an office, or a public place dressed in that manner at the college level. Again, not knowing who is here and who could be a person that changes my future. Or being in a situation where I don't want to present myself a certain way where anybody can make certain assumptions. And while it does not stop people from making assumptions. It does not stop people from judging or being prejudiced or having reservations about you. It does shift things percentage wise or shift things in your favor and how you carry yourself. And in no space, if you're walking around and you're at a college fair or you're in a space where, a job comes on site or a person that's in your field is in the business department building or in the science building and sees you dressed that way and won't make a mental note of that. So I think a little bit of explanation, a little bit of understanding and clarity would further this and allow this to be understood more by the youth. But I think the President Dr. Mark Brown, is doing this with the foresight of trying to set a tone and set a standard that is needed and is important to the development of our youth. So, what are y'all thoughts? Let me know. Should they be allowed to have the bonnets, the do-rags on campus, bedroom attire? I saw somebody say, "Hey, I guess gotta call them don't rags because they ain't doing nothing." But hey, I think it's interesting. Y'all let me know what you think. Shout out anybody, especially my peoples from the HBCUs. If you attended, y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are about this new guideline. Now, I'm going to take this time to wind down. Usually I know I have a couple of different things for y'all. I usually have the Ceddy's recipe for today, but I just want to take this time to make a reflection and close the show with just sending out prayer, sending out well wishes to those that are moving. I saw a post, and this is kind of to wrap up the what are you talking about? I saw a post. It was a discussion in a panel featuring Will Smith, and Will Smith was just talking about his fear of moving forward and how he's had to work diligently to overcome fear to be able to be successful. Fear doesn't allow you to be successful, especially if it cripples you or handicaps you. But what he was talking about is that, there's fear even in him just coming out to speak, and there's fear probably for people that are even in the audience watching. But not only fear, but just things that their people are going through. And he urged the people to look to left, look to their right, look to the people around them, and realize that the person around you or the people around you all may be going through different things in their life. Someone may be dealing with the loss of a loved one. Someone may be dealing with death. Someone may be dealing with divorce. Someone may be dealing with losing their job or financial struggles. And when you have these various things hanging over your head, it makes it very challenging to be completely in tune with moving forward and reaching and striving for the things of your passions and your purpose. But for those that are still able to do so, Um, we applaud you. And for those who are struggling with it, I encourage you to stay aligned with the things that God has for you because it allows you to push through. It allows you to remain willing, remain strong, even in moments of weakness. So I just want to send out prayer for those that are going through anything and just going through whether it's moments, whether it's extended periods, um, or whether you just are just in a place of, you know what I mean, just unknowingness. Just a place, a place of question. I send out my best wishes to y'all. I send out my love, and I want y'all to just keep moving. I want y'all to keep aligned with the man upstairs and the community around you that does support you, because that gets you through a lot of these experiences. But that's all I have for you today. I hope y'all are doing good. I appreciate everybody for pulling up on your boy, showing up, and having a good time. I hope that I catch y'all later on in the week. I probably will pull up on y'all one more time, trying to make sure that I'm present and visible as much as we can. We've been rolling up. I thank everybody for joining the player circle and subbing and liking and commenting and everything. So until next time, I bid y'all adieu, and y'all know how we roll out of here. Keep it blessed, keep it real, but always keep it playing. We out.